Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Palmerston Indoor Sports Centre here in the Northern Territory for the finals of the 2023 Australian Masters Indoor Cricket Championships. I'm your host, Cameron Walter, and I begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we will compete today, the Larrakia people, and I pay my respects to their elders, past and present, and extend that respect to any Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders here today. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the over 30 women's grand final between Victoria and South Australia. Please join me first in congratulating the umpire standing in that match, Shane Rook from South Australia. And introducing first, led out by their captain, Rebecca Pollard, South Australia. And their opponent, led out by their captain, Jess Serace, Victoria. Well, ladies and gentlemen, get set for another fantastic final here at the Masters Indoor Championships. But first, if you're here at the centre, please be outstanding. It is time for the Australian National Anthem.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the big anthem ahead of the big game. It's the over 30 women's grand final between Victoria and South Australia. If you've just joined us, I'm Cameron Walter, alongside me, Jess O'Reilly. And, well, it's the last game for the over 30 women's. These two sides have played each other a couple of times and they've each had a win, so it could go any way. Let me take you through the two lineups, starting with South Australia. They're captained by Rebecca Pollard, with her Nisha Isles, Alicia Fernandez, Elizabeth Hall, Tanya Minocchio, Mel Akers, Tam Grant and Marilyn Pfeiffer. For Victoria, their captain, Jess Serace. She's joined by Liz Tricosis, Amy Melford, Annie Romy, Danny Montague, Julie Donahoe, Laura Shaw and Mel Jex. The umpire for the match is Shane Rook from South Australia. Jess O'Reilly, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Cam. This is a very exciting matchup. Of course, South Australia taking the win against Queensland last night to make it into this final, and Victoria qualifying after a pretty good series of round games where I think they only lost one game.
And it was to the South Australians.
It was to South Australia. So we spoke last night about this South Australian team. Probably had a slow start to their tournament, but have really come good at the right time of the week. Victoria, though, have looked pretty formidable in all of their matches, and certainly looks like a strong lineup they've presented today.
Well, let's take a look at those encounters you refer to. The first time they played each other, Victoria, big winners, 137-79. The next time, South Australia, big winners, 122-52. And then Victoria got up again, 122-85. Now, in each of those matches, one skin. Every single game, one skin has lost the game. So that's going to be the story of the day, I think. If either side can get on top of one partnership, it could prove the difference. You can see on your screens there, South Australia will be batting first here in the national final. Thank you so much for your company. The over 30 women's grand final between Victoria and South Australia. Danny Montague has the ball in hand. Rebecca Pollard and Mel Akers at the crease. Here we go. Oh, tentative running to begin with. A little uncommittal to begin, but it is a dot ball.
We saw a little bit of that last night, Cam, but very interesting. Already we've seen a change in partnership with the batters with South Australia, different to what they put up last night's game.
It was in the air. Oh, direct hit, and that's out. All the time in the world. And they've affected the wicket. A great piece of work in the end. And some initial hesitancy has cost South Australia, and the first wicket falls, and straight away they're in the negatives.
Yeah, not the start that South Australia are looking for, but Victoria executing that in just the kind of class we've seen all week from them. The direct hit from Mel down at the keeper's end. Great start for Victoria.
And it just shows you how hard you've got to run all the way. Straight to the fielder. A dot ball, or another dot ball. Tucked backward of square leg for 2 runs. Danny Montague, of course, last year's player of the series. And good to see Victoria proper back in the tournament. Last year it was a bit of a alliance of a team. And a leg side to finish. Oh, excuse me, there's still a ball to come. Gets them back to -1.
I think a pretty similar looking team than we had last year, but absolutely these Vic girls will be saying they want a back-to-back in this 30 ladies division.
Can they count it as a back-to-back if they weren't playing as Victoria? There's 2 runs. They get back into the positives to complete the over South Australia. 1 run from it. A good start for Victoria.
I think they will count it as back-to-back. And Cam, if it was me, I think I'd be counting it as back-to-back as well.
I remember announcing them as the Cricket Australia side. And I see in the program, Jess, you put them in as Victoria. It's very sneaky, I think. But yes, if I were them, I'd be claiming it too. That is, of course, if they manage to win. Jax is going to bowl the second over here. This over 30 women's the national final. Full, straight to the fielder. A great piece of work from Melford. Almost another wicket.
Geez, direct hit. That's out.
Yeah. Did Montague take that in front of the stumps? No, on the side. Oh, chance again. Laura Shaw it is down there, following the ball to its death. And another 2 runs. Another little opportunity there, 2 runs. Batting first, South Australia. How many do they need, Jess?
100 plus.
100 plus? I'm tipping they need 120 plus against this Victorian side. Oh, a bit of hesitancy. It's safe in the end, 1 run.
I always say it, but finals are funny. And sometimes a little bit less than you think is enough can be enough. But Victoria do have a strong batting lineup, and I think 120 would make you feel a lot more comfortable than anything under 100.
That was up in the air, that shot for a little while, but it falls safe. 2 runs to Akers. And 1 to come now in the second. Two runs to the South Australian skipper to complete the over. It's a better one for South Australia. They move to double figures, and 10 is on the board. And Well, great to see ladies cricket at the Masters level. There will be a side selected for the Trans-Tasman later this year, but you don't have to play at the national or international level. There's ladies cricket played indoor or outdoor right around the country. Check out play.cricket.com.au where you can find a centre or a club near you. A great way to get involved with the sport of cricket is the indoor form. Here's Laura Shaw, starts with a full one, driven for a dot. And of course, cricket, very fast becoming the leading sport for women and girls in every form that it is. Great to see the women's game going from strength to strength. Leg side there. We've seen massive growth in the number of junior girls participating in cricket, which has been fantastic to see, and we Cricket Australia would love to see that continue. And again, indoor cricket is a form that it can, so play.cricket.com.au is the place to go. Got to plug the strategy, Jess.
Absolutely, Cam. You can do that all day. It's very full bowling and just a bit nervous, I think, these South Australian batters. Not quite executing the same sort of shots that we've seen across the week and certainly last night. Just finding the fielders and not quite finding the middle of the bat.
There's a full-blooded shot and a chance at the top. The flick back to the sticks is wide. There will be two. Final ball. Oh, it's lofted shot. Full safe. And it's caught the tape, so I believe it's been called 3 by the umpire. It has indeed, so a good finish to the over, even though it was up in the air. 19 on the board now for South Australia with 1 to come. And if they're going to post 100 plus, they need to push this up to 30.
Yeah, a bit of a scratchy start, but I think 25 to 30 is in reach here, but Pollard's on strike, so we'll see if she can find back net here, which she does like to do when she gets the right ball.
Here's Donna Hope. It's a good shot, down up, little sweep, standing sweep, pull shot, whatever you want to call it. It's 2 runs in the book. Oh, gave herself some room. Mel Akers. Hit straight back down the pitch. A dot ball. Oh, it's a great shot. Down and up, high into that 3 net. Safe as houses and big runs.
Fantastic shot. Just that little bit of extra width, which I think she likes. Just able to get on top, and that helps.
Oh, that's through. It will be a dot. Oh, sent to the back court by the South Australian skipper. Helps herself to 5 off the full face of the bat. And big runs in the last over of this partnership with 1 to come. They've moved to 29. Oh, and happy to just block that one out. The damage done, 29 on the board. A rock-solid start for South Australia after the loss of that early wicket. And you'd take that batting first, would you not?
I think they'll be pretty happy with that one. And you could just see in that last over, they look like they're relaxed a little bit more. Played some good shots. They're coming off smiling. So that's a great start for South Australia. And we've got 2 batters who made a pretty handy score last night, so they should be feeling pretty confident as well. But
yeah, I'm keen to hear the story again, Jess, of the bat used by Rebecca Pollard, because we just saw Elizabeth Hall take to the court without one, and then Pollard handed over like she was presenting some holy relic to Elizabeth Hall there. So what's the go?
So I believe Beck has been batting with the same bat for a very long time, maybe 2 decades. She might not like that, but a very long time. And I think it's just not been quite coming off the way she'd like it to. Might have a few too many dead spots. And, I believe she's tried a few different bats throughout this week and settled on Hawley's bat as the one that's giving her the most runs. So
here's Tricosis. It's a dot to start. Oh, it's a dot. They got runs, did they not? I'm looking at two things at once. One run to Liz Hall. Oh, an opportunity there. Probably needed a direct hit. But both of these batters away now. Swat down, a great piece of fielding from Shaw, keeps it to 1. Oh, good decision there from Shaw to go to the top end. The throw, though, was wide. Cam Grant put the dive in anyway.
Few cheers from the South Australian girls. That might be one of her first dives this week.
Driven by Liz Hall, finds the back net by way of the side net. 4 runs to her tally. Well supported here, the South Australians. A lot of the crowd here favouring them.
Tends to happen, doesn't it? Yeah, underdogs. Everyone wants to see them get up, but I think there's a few South Australian men's teams out here supporting them as well.
Oh, you love to see it. A dot ball, an actual dot ball to finish the over. 10 runs from it, a great start for Hall and Grant.
You talk about Beck with her cricket bat. Cricketers are really weird, aren't they, with their superstitions and specific equipment. And you see in indoor cricket, most people kind of wear what looks like the wicket-keeping inner gloves. Every now and then you come across the traditional outdoor gloves and, the bats as well, the variance between those indoor-specific bats and the outdoor bats.
I made the switch later in my quote-unquote career to the outdoor gloves. Here's Romy. And you see this delivery. It's through the gap. 3 runs. I had to do it, Jess, because I just kept getting hit on my hands because I can't bat. And it started to hurt too much, so I got soft. Full. Oh, could have gone anywhere. It was almost out. And a collision in the middle of the court with these two batters. Get away with it. Almost off the pitch. Single. And an extra. Have a look at another, but wisely decide against it. It was up there to be driven. It was, but straight back to the bowler. And one to come now. One run backward of square, brings the over to an end. Another good over, 10 runs for South Australia. Well on their way here. And it seems to me that wickets are hard to come by in this women's division. There's lots of big scores that have been put on. As I was saying just before the match started, it seems that there's always been one pair that's turned a game. You know, 1 out of the 8 pairs.
And it's one way or the other, isn't it? It's that really low total that might even be in the negatives, or there's that pair that's a real blowout and it's the 40 plus.
Yeah. Danny Montague, also second over, playing across the line. Grant, will be a dot ball.
Yeah, maybe looking for that little bit of extra space on the leg side with the only one field, but I'd like to see her play that through the offside.
Doesn't need to play through any side, it's a leg side. And, so the scoreboard should read 29 for the first partnership, 23 for this current partnership, and a total of 52. Great shot from Hall. Another 2 to the total. That was hit with some authority, Jess.
Yeah, she's found her rhythm now. You could see that first over, she was just hitting a little straight, and you could see her kind of indicate towards the net.
Oh, sent back. I think that's just a little bit of edge in that shot, so Grant wasn't quite sure where it had gone.
In the end, it was an excellent shot.
Yeah. That's what you call result. One to come. It is a dot. Over to the end. A better one for Victorians, just 5 runs from that. And it'll be third ball to start the final over to the partnership. So this will be the 8th over coming up, not the 7th. And so Melford to bowl it. Ball on strike. Backward of square for 2. Agile pursuit by Shaw, but they're home.
It's interesting the lack of wickets you mentioned earlier in this division. There's certainly no lack of opportunity for wickets.
Oh, well, there's one right there. The field's not going to do the job. You do it yourself and straight through Grant. And how crucial is that wicket? This pair cruising to 30 plus, and now that's a little more difficult, though still 4 balls remaining. Great delivery from Melford. Grant playing all around it.
Yeah, how quickly things change. 5 runs is big in this game.
That's a better shot there from Grant. She takes them on, gets through, and puts in the big dive as well.
Not taking any chances out here, just making sure that she is doing her part, making her ground.
Oh, takes it on to Hall. She gets there. Little flick from Jex needed to hit. Takes the score to 53. And inside the line of dot ball. This is a great fight back here from Victoria. This pair were right on top of them after the first 2. 10, then 10. Kept him to 5 off that previous over. They've got -1 off this one so far, thanks to that wicket from Melford. Here's the last ball. And into the side net in the back court. And in fact, went all the way for 4. And just as I was giving Victoria raps for pegging them back, South Australia get up to 28, though. They were looking at the high 30s prior to that over. So still a fight back there from Victoria. 28 for the partnership, 57 is on the board. Halfway through this first innings in the over 30 women's grand final. Thanks so much for your company, folks. We're live from the Palmerston Indoor Sports Centre in the Northern Territory. I'm Cameron Walter, and with me, Jess O'Reilly. An exciting conclusion coming up to the 30 women's division. There's also one more game after this one to complete the carnival from 4 p.m. local time. Australian Central Time, that is. It's Queensland up against New South Wales in the over 35 men's division. So stay with us through the conclusion of this match, for that match as well, as we round out the tournament ahead of the presentations tonight, where we'll name 5 Australian sides to head to the Trans-Tasman. It's going to be Mel Jex to bowl, which gets us back underway. Oh, a little bit of confusion. Pinocchio interested in the run. Pfeiffer not so.
Laura Shaw has been excellent in that position today, and she's so quick into that corner, it really makes you think again about taking those ones you probably normally would.
You got 2 batters standing in the middle of nowhere and remonstrating with one another. It's the last thing you want to see in a final or any game at the national level. You just touch gloves and try again. You don't assign blame, Jess.
No, it's not a good sign for this pair, but let's hope they can turn it around. It's all Victoria at the moment.
Pfeiffer advances, another chance, needed to hit. It does not. Safe. Number 2 there for Pinocchio. She opens her account. The score for the partnership moves to -1. The total 56. A chance. She does hit, and that's out. So Race does the job. Had the time. She found the balance and threw down the sticks. And another wicket falls. I've talked about one pair being the difference. Victoria are on top. Could this 4-over period decide the national title?
Oh, it's not good signs for South Australia at the moment, but Victoria making the most of these opportunities that they're being given. Great over.
Yeah, it comes to an end. -6 from it. One of those wickets Victoria earned with that gesture race throwdown of the back sticks. The other saw these 2 South Australian batters standing in the middle of the pitch next to each other. Not pretty. And the crowd waited in South Australia's favour, trying to rev them up here. And Romy to bowl. No ball off the pitch. Well, a wide. I thought it was off the pitch originally. Either way, it's 2 in the book. It's flat, in the gap. Still a chance at the top. Pfeiffer is home.
Good shot.
Two runs to Pinocchio. Down up on the onside. Pfeiffer backs away. Still a chance at the top. There's so many opportunities for run-outs at this top end with the pace between the crease. I'd really like to see the receiver almost camp there. Those return throws, if they go to the receiver, there's a wicket almost every time. A diving catch from Melford on the 3-line. Another wicket falls, and Victoria right on top of this partnership. Certainly proving the difference so far.
Yeah, it's another big wicket for Victoria. I think from that 2-line position, as you said, there's plenty of time there. Maybe that call of going to hands and letting the receiver do the work.
I think that should just be at every ball. If I'm Mel Jacks, I'm just going to camp there.
Yep.
Okay. Yes, we've seen a couple of back net shots, but have been few and far between. If they hit it, good luck to them. What we have seen is 4 or 5 instances where the ball's been flicked or thrown wide of those sticks. The batter is in the middle of the pitch, would have been out. The receiver's there, bang, it's out.
Not too loud there, Cam. No off-court coaching.
I think the previous game, one of the players gave me some side-eye. I don't think they were enjoying my assessment of what was going on. Jess Race bowling her first over. Is it her first? Have we seen Jess yet? We haven't. Too much indoor cricket. Yes, it's all blurry. Starts with a wide. Gets the pair back into the positives. Full and wide, no feet from Pfeiffer. Playing across the line. Full. Paddled back. And yes, no, yes, no. See, another example. The throw needed a direct hit. It's probably time to just go bang, straight to the hands of Jex.
Don't disagree with you, Cam.
Oh, it's a no ball. A front foot no ball. I label them as unforgivable in indoor cricket. Coming up off a short run up. Shouldn't be touching that line. Suresh just trying to squeeze a little bit of pace out. Being closer. And wide again. One to come. Backs away. Oh, and Jex makes no mistake. She judged it well, read it off the top net. I thought it was going to skid off that net and maybe get to the back, but Jex got two hands to it, affects the catch, and another wicket falls. This pair with just one run on the board after 3 overs.
Such a big difference, isn't it? The difference between a -5 and a 7. That's a 12-run turnaround. And that would have made all the difference, really, for this pair at the moment. 6 balls to come, sitting on 1. I think if they can claw their way up to a 10 or a 12, which seems a bit out of reach at the moment, but obviously a bit more batting to come yet.
Here's Dracosis. Starts with a wide. They'll get the ball again in addition to the runs. And no interest in another run because Minocchio had her back to the play. Busy signalling that she wanted the ball again. Plenty of width there. Minocchio playing over the top. A dot ball. $60 on the board. Oh, I thought for sure that was out. Maybe the ball hasn't hit the stumps there.
I reckon that was glove only. Hard to tell on the replay. But of course, Shane Rook has the best view.
Another no ball. Hits the sticks. Waiting for the bails as usual. We've got to get rid of them, Jess.
What would you have us do?
Cut them off.
Stumps with no bails.
Cut them off. I don't do it in centres anymore. I don't know why we need it at Nationals. Hits the stumps, it hits the stumps. I'm an impatient man. Nah, you need them for the umpires, I think. Oh, gets 2.
I think what we've seen a bit this week is just the light up bails that we've got, the zing bails, just not quite fitting perfectly in these indoor stumps, and it's just causing a few little issues for the back netters in rebuilding them.
Yorker length. Minocchio can't get it away. Just a bit of shape in as well and sneaks behind her legs. 2 balls remain in the partnership. They've got back to 11, courtesy of a few extras in this over. Oh, chopped it behind her, the old French cut. Very fortunate not to chop it onto the stumps. They get through for a single and one ball remains. Oh, it's the edge and caught. A big wicket off the last ball of that partnership. They'd fought back, I thought, to get into the double figures, but that pegs them back to 7, and the damage done in that pair, is that the one pair that's going to prove the difference? Isles and Fernandez coming to the crease, and now you've got so much work to do now. 4 overs remain in the innings, and you would think they need, 40?
I think so, Cam.
To push past 100. What a performance that's been from Victoria. They've stayed patient. They took their opportunities in this pair and they've pegged them back in this, the over 30 women's grand final. Who'd you rather be at this point?
Cam, I'm grateful to be off the court in this instance. I think grand finals are always really, really exciting, but also heartbreaking, heart-wrenching to be part of. And the constant kind of worry and panic and thinking, what if, and is it enough? And
here's Laura Shaw. Isles comes out to it, the big dive. She needed it too because there was a direct hit. She's home for 2.
I do think I'd always rather have the runs on the board first. I feel much more comfortable being in the field for the second innings rather than being in the chase.
Full again. A bit of an edge there, I think, into the side net for 2. And that sort of emotional roller coaster you refer to, it's just one of the reasons I don't coach anymore. I just can't handle it. It's hard enough riding the roller coaster here from the commentary position. So tip my hat to the players and officials that do this year in, year out. Another 2 to Isles.
Seen so much emotion already here today with the tears of joy and the heartache for those teams who have been part of the grand finals already here today.
Oh, chance again. Yeah, I was talking about trying to use the receiver a little bit more here. There's been a couple of opportunities where there's not enough time for that, so they have to have the zing at the stumps, but they're just not hitting. There haven't been enough direct hits for the opportunities that they've had. 2 balls remain for Shaw. Oh, punched into the back court, and just such beautiful placement by Isles. Finishes with a leg side. It's a great start for South Australia as they try to get this innings back on track. 13 runs from that first over. Progressed the score to 77. You mentioned some of the cricket that's already come and gone so far today. Jess, we'll just recap what has occurred so far. The 45 men, Queensland dominant winners, 83 to 22 over the Australian Capital Territory. In the 40s, they made it back-to-back for Queensland, 126 to 76 over Western Australia. But in the 50s, the Western Australia got their revenge over Queensland, 80 to 72, and won another title. That brings us to the 30 women's, which is unfolding before you as we speak. And here's Melford with her second over. Isles on strike. A great shot getting across. I thought that might have been an off the pitch. No ball, but Rook, the umpire, Shane Rook, has got a better view than I do. Straight back to Melford, no run. Laura Shaw, quite straight. Fernandez. Oh, it's up, it should be out. And it is. That's a really well-judged catch in the end there from Suresh. And I'll tell you why. All of the traffic there. Who is it there on the 3-line? Romy, I think. So Suresh would have been unsighted. and could well have collided there. Two fielders going at it. So a brave catch and a well-judged catch and a crucial wicket again for Victoria. Melford continues. Oh, sent back. Rightly so. It's a beautiful shot from Isles. Hits a wire on the offside. And one to come from Melford. A deflection in the side net. They grab 2. Back to 15, but all important wicket in that over from the Victorians. A big 2 overs coming up here for South Australia. They're not going to get 120, which is what I believe Victoria will score, but they can get past that 100 run mark, perhaps even as high as 110. That'll take some doing. It's the Victorian captain, Jess Surais. Took that catch in the previous over. Look at this front court field, quite short and straight. And the ball is short and wide. Oh, the flick from Surais would have been out. Well bowled. Watchful from Isles.
Speaking of old bats, that's a pretty experienced bat she's holding down there.
Yeah. Oh, she nicked that. I'm sure I heard a sound. Be a dot, but 2 of them in a row and it's third ball. An opportunity here for Victoria. Beaten. Oh, and they've gone up. Fernandez run out. They cash in on the third ball. And the Vics are on the march here in the 30 Women's Grand Final. They don't need that, South Australia.
No, just a little bit of late swing that's beating Nisha Isles. Just, you can see her moving right just as she's starting to play a shot, and it's just beating her on the outside. And great bowling from Jess Race.
Look at this field again, straight and short. And gee, that's almost hit Krakosis there at the cover position.
I like this field for Fernandez. She does not like to hit a drive, but you got to bowl in the right areas, don't you? There's 2 short deliveries to her. You got to bowl a little bit fuller. That's a nice shot.
Yeah, they needed that to finish the over. They moved to 1680s on the board. 100 looks like a distant memory now. They've got 6 balls left to pile on the runs here, South Australia. Julie Donohoe to bowl the final over of the innings. Chance at the top. Isles is back. Fernandez through for 2. Well, that helps the South Australian cause. Donohoe pushing it behind the legs of Isles. They get the runs and the delivery re-bowled. Placed down up 2 there for Isles. We're not seeing these two try to hit their way out of trouble, which is good. Again, this short, straight field. And surely that's off the pitch.
Nearly catch of the day there.
It wasn't off the pitch. It looked like it from where I am, but you're right. Melford has already taken one getting in there, that front court. Two balls remain in the innings now. Ball sent to the back court for 4. Critical runs. Venetia Isles moves the South Australians to 92. 1 to come. And a comfortable 2 to finish. They fight back well, that partnership, to put 30 on the board. And the South Australians finish with 94. Thanks for your company, folks. It's the over 30 women's national final between South Australia and Victoria as we continue our live coverage of the 2023 Australian Masters Indoor Cricket Championships from the Palmerston Indoor Sports Centre here in Darwin, the Northern Territory. It's great to be back here after a long break. And as I said, we do appreciate your company live on Cricket Australia's Facebook and YouTube channels. Stay with us for the run chase. Victoria will need 95 to take out the title. And, well, for me, that's well below par. Jess?
Probably not enough, but again, the runs are on the board for South Australia and they have been exceptional in the field through periods of time throughout this week. So the ball can come to hand. If Nisha can find those stumps from the 3-line, I think... as we've seen, the opportunities continue to come in this women's game, and it'll be the team that I think takes those opportunities and finds those extra wickets that might be the winner here. But as you've said, there's that one pair, that score of 7 in that third pair for South Australia. If that even looked like an 18 or a 19...
totally different game.
Probably changes it a fair bit. So it'll be interesting to see how the Vics chase this now, or if they look to try and get into the 60s or 70s quite quickly through those first 2 pairs, or it'll be interesting to see how they match up.
We're talking about opportunities. I think that may prove the difference. Victoria had 7 or 8, probably more opportunities, particularly at this top end, to throw down the stumps or get it to the receiver in effect or run out that they did not take. Now, if Victoria give South Australia something similar, and they're able to capitalise on that, well, they're a chance of defending this 94. But the batting stocks of this Victorian side, if I were their coach, I would try and back South Australia out of this game as early as possible. I'd just come out all guns blazing, as you say, get to 60, 70 as soon as possible and just take all the pressure and air out of the game. But even if that doesn't occur, the last partnership comes in even needing 20, 30 runs, it's still game on, and chasing 94. I think Victoria will feel like they're in the box seat here, but still 16 overs of indoor cricket national final action to come. It's Montague and Melford at the crease for Victoria. It looks as if the South Australian captain, Rebecca Pollard, is going to open the bowling.
You talk about hitting power. These two at the crease to start with is exactly what I'd be wanting to do to get Victoria off to a really strong start. They'll be looking for 30 plus in this first pair.
And here we go. The run chase begins. It's well weighted on by Melford. Eyes over the ball. Guided into the onside net for 2. Comfortable 2 from Montague. And they're both away. Full chance at the top. Throws high and wide. But it's 2 by way of the offside front court net. I like this from Pollard. You talked about some power in this pair. Pollard not afraid to throw it up there and invite the drive. That's attacking bowling. That perhaps a little too full. It's a no ball. Judged as over the waist and well and truly. Great shot from Montague. Grabs 2. They think about another run. Montague had backed up far enough that they decide against it, but a 10-run start for the Victorians in pursuit of South Australia's 94. A good start for the Vics. It's going to be Pfeiffer now. Oh, Gap, a little half chance at the back, but it'll be 3 runs. The best thing about that start for Victoria is they've neutralised their Rebecca Pollard, the South Australian captain, who's got 13 wickets so far this tournament. Not so after that one over. Deflection, a chance, a direct hit flick, and it's out! Nisha Riles. The radar was off in the prelim, but not today. Bang, she's up for this in the field. And the first wicket falls. And you see some fire in the South Australian fielders. And there it is. What a great piece of work.
It's exactly what they needed right there. As you said, Nisha's radar back on, and there it is, the wicket that South Australia needed.
Oh, a bit of footwork there from Grant. And an opportunity at the keeper's end. All of a sudden, the tail's up for the South Australia. Single, a safe single. Miles does the work to keep it off the net. 2 balls remain for Pfeiffer. Throws it right up. And he's safe 2 for Montague. Oh, Pfeiffer goes through Melford, trying to play across the line. 2 wickets in the over, and it's turned already. That one just stayed low, Jess.
It stayed very low. What a delivery, and Melford just playing all around that. And South Australia up and about. You can hear their fans getting up very loud from the stands, which is it's just excellent to see a big crowd forming and a bit of support behind the game.
Well, this is an excellent performance so far from South Australia. It was a confident start off the first over for the Vics. But a couple of wickets in the second has pegged them back. Exactly the start South Australia needed. Here's Grant to Montague, who advances edged. It falls safe. And a flick from Inocchio. South Australia in the game. Oh, a little fumble there. That's uncharacteristic of Elizabeth Hall. Just, I think, hit her in the leg first. Advances, and Hall again gets in the way, keeps it off the net. Was it Hall? Did it come off
It
Melford?
was.
No, it was Hall. Yeah.
Just acting as a body shield down there. That one was the Victorian batter.
It's 3 in a row. Just traffic on the onside, either non-striker or fielder, keeping it to a single.
4 in a row if you count the deflection that caused the run out.
Very watchful from Montague. The dot ball appreciated by the crowd. Final ball now for Grant. Swept for 2 backward of square. Brings you over to an end.
Wow, what a turnaround from where I thought this pair were going to be, but they're still alive here and still starting to build. What would you do here?
Attack. Attack, attack, attack.
Always attack.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd honestly be bowling Isles or Hall. Looks like it might be Isles. It's a high risk, high reward move, right? If Isles comes in, and let's be honest, she's one of the strike bowlers. She's got 11 wickets for the tournament, and Victoria able to see her off and get to 20 something, then that's a victory for Victoria. If the move plays off for South Australia, though, a wicket, maybe 2. Box seat for them. Here's Isles. Comfortable 2 to start for Montague. More an opportunity, just doesn't go to hand. The drive was flat. A little bit more pace on that delivery from Isles.
Well, she's been finding a little bit of extra juice, sending those rockets down a little faster than she has in previous years. Might have finally got that shoulder back where it used to be.
Change up, and Grant tries to use her legs rather than her hands and kicks it into the side net.
It's a bit more like a soccer ball trap than a cricket ball field.
An effort ball again from Isles. Two to come in the partnership. Fended backward of points. It'll be a single. Can the Victorians see off Isles without a wicket? Beaten. And the top ball to finish, but 22 on the board. It's a great battle we're seeing here, ladies and gentlemen. The over 30 women's grand final. Victoria up against South Australia. Their opening partnership, well, they lost a couple of wickets. They fought back to get to 22. Might be below par if you divide the total that they need by 4, but plenty of batting to come for the Victorians, and I think they'll be pretty comfortable with that start, particularly after the loss of the wickets, Jess.
Yeah, I think, as you said, that's a win for Victoria. That Nisha Isles over no wicket and getting them back up to 22 from where they were. So the Vics back up on the move, and another strong pair out in the middle here.
Liz Trakosis and Laura Shaw are on the court now for Victoria, and Mel Akers will get us back underway. The 5th over of the match. The innings, I should say. Starts with the leg side. And again, just catching that leg side line. Trying to sneak it in behind the legs of the Left-handed Tricosis. Three in a row. Come around the wicket, wouldn't you?
Yeah, she does. Yeah. She has just changed.
Yeah.
Missed the line a little bit. Maybe forgotten to adjust for the left-hander, but hopefully this will help.
She has moved around, as you say, and that's right on the money. But Laura Shaw, she's awake. It's off the legs and into the corner, and Laura Shaw calls it through for a single.
So Cam, talk us through that. If that's outdoor cricket, you don't offer a shot, you're not running through.
No.
Indoor cricket?
Well,
anything goes.
I think one of the things about indoor cricket is there's a lot of the complexities of outdoor that they've taken out of the game to try and simplify it. So, you know, the LBW rule, that's a much more simplified LBW definition in indoor. You know, the offering no shot, the fact that the play's always live, things like that, to simplify it so it can be bite-sized, consumable cricket. And, to be fair, easier to umpire, which anyone that's run a centre would know. You need it easy because finding umpires is difficult. But speaking of centres, you can find your local centre at play.cricket.com.au. Punch in your postcode, check out what's around. Indoor cricket, all ages, all skill levels, all year round. 9 runs off that first over there for Victoria. And it's going to be Elizabeth Hall now, another strike bowler for the South Australians. Starts with too much width. Shaw doesn't miss out on that. 2 runs. Yeah, 15 wickets for the Carnival, conceding an average of just over 3.5 a game. It's Hall. Oh, that should be out. It will be. A great piece of fielding there. Pollard, it was the captain. It hit her. She stayed composed. Excellent delivery back to the keeper. And there it is, the first wicket in the partnership, courtesy of the strike bowler, Elizabeth Hall.
SA just keeping in the game with a wicket right when they need it in these first 6 overs. Bit of hit and run, that one. When you hit straight into the fielder, you're probably saying no off the bat.
Oh, just kept out by Shaw. I think that's about contact, yeah? The contact that Tricosis has made felt good, and her instinct was to run and didn't react in time to the fact that it hit the fielder. Two runs to Shaw. So I keep playing with my headset. I've been wearing it all day. My ears are quite uncomfortable, so I apologise if you can hear that sound. 2 to come. Oh, it's off the leading edge, or probably even the back of the bat. Floats up into the back court for 3. Can you believe that? Chance. Shaw's too quick. It's through for a single. 1 wicket off the over, but plenty of runs as well for Victoria. They move now to 12 during this partnership, halfway through. Reasonable battle we've got here. They're right on track for an exciting finish. The 30 ladies competition. How good was it to see the Northern Territory competing in this division?
It was fantastic.
Here at home?
Fantastic. And to their credit, without a win this week, they were up and about celebrating every wicket right up to their last match, were the Northern Territory team, and certainly had some talent as well as some players a bit newer to the game, but very exciting for the future should that team stick together.
Minocchio straight to Fernandez, a chance at the top, and they're going to run through now. Just a little bit sloppy at the back here for South Australia. But again, great awareness from Laura Shaw.
Almost 3 chances at a run out, and in the end, a single.
Good position from Tricosis. Sticks, but it's 2 runs.
It is usually the case. You can't find the stumps when you need it and then target them when you don't.
Great shot from Shaw. Finds the net for 2. That finds the back net, so it will just be a single, but the strike is rotated. The scoreboard continues to tick over. Great delivery. Just dipping there on Shaw. Just yorked herself and one to come. Bottom edge, be another dot, and 3rd ball to start the next over. Well bowled there from Minocchio. In the prelim final, Minocchio was a little wayward. A couple of extras, but that over there on the money, including those last 2 dots. And the Victorian batters will start the final over the partnership on 3rd ball, which means the score has to change. It's going to be Pfeiffer. Produced 2 wickets in her first over to bowl the final over to the pair. And an opportunity, as I said, off that 1st ball. Probably could have left it alone, but we'll take the 2 off the bat.
So Victoria will want to be at least halfway to the end of this run chase, at the end of this pair. So another 5 or 6 does that for them. The dot balls are good for South Australia.
Movement from Shaw to get across. And I think these 2, though, may have robbed themselves of a couple of extras here.
Yeah, I would have left that one. It's the last over. You get that ball again.
Indeed.
Might just be instinct for Laura to move across and play that one.
That one they'll have again. Pushing it wide. Deflection into the side net for 2. 2 balls remain now. They've moved halfway there. Oh, Pfeiffer want to be careful. She stuck the left arm out there. Could very well have deflected that out of the reach of Akers, who had it covered.
You said a front foot no ball is the biggest sin, but I think
that's the second biggest sin.
The bowler getting in the way of the back netter is...
Oh, taken! A wicket off the last ball of the partnership. Sure can't believe it.
Safe hands. What a catch.
That is a great return catch for Pfeiffer at a critical moment in the match.
It really came out of nowhere too. It was a bit of a dab shot by Laura Shaw, who just kind of didn't look like she was looking for the back net necessarily. Just kind of played a bit too much through it, and great catch.
And what a moment. They were halfway there, as we said. That takes them back to 43. 22 and 21 on the board. So what's that mean? They need, 52 between the next 2 partnerships to win the game, Victoria. Now, my prediction of sort of 120, that's gone. That's way out of here. It's a real contest here with 94 on the board. It is the over 30 women's grand final here at the 2023 Australian Masters Indoor Cricket Championships. Thank you again for joining us live on Facebook and the YouTube channel for Cricket Australia. I'm Cameron Walter, and with me, Jess O'Reilly. And Jess, this is going to be an exciting finish as we see Jess Serace and Julie Donohoe take to the court for the Victorians.
This is game on now, Cam. These first two Victoria pairs, it's certainly not South Australia's game yet, but it's keeping both teams alive.
Fernandez, the bowler, starts with what would have been a no ball or a leg side. Easy runs for Serace. Driven, hits the stumps, and straight to the back net for 5. Some good fortune there for Serace. Akers had it covered until the deflection, and that's indoor cricket sometimes.
Yeah. Hard to field those ones. You don't know which kind of way it's going to deflect.
A no ball, surely. Has he called a no ball? No, I thought for sure that was over waist height.
Definitely looked close.
So it's just 2. Two runs to Serace this time.
There's another classic bat, Cam. Just Serace.
Old Summers. Driven again. Oh! The deflection hurt them before. This time the deflection gets them the wicket. Can you believe it? An absolute pinball run out.
You're kidding. That just doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. That might have come off her knee. It could have come off her chest.
And there it is. Didn't they enjoy that? The South Australians. A deflection run out following up from that deflection 5. It's negated. The final ball, this first over to the pair. Driven again to hands. The second effort from Isles keeps it off the net. And fortune for Donohoe there that Isles juggled that. That could have been out as well.
Edge of your seat stuff here, Cam.
So 7 runs off that opening over. Still a good one for Victoria. Still on track here to chase this down. Yes, it is a tight contest. Yes, the pressure is on. But Victoria will certainly feel like they can still get these runs. They just need 45 more from 7 overs. Good news for South Australia. They've still got plenty of bowling to come. The most successful bowlers, Hall, Isles, Pollard, all have an over left. Wayward throw, and they're going to steal another run. Just some untidiness there from South Australia. They don't need to do that when there's nothing on. The big zing wide of the stumps doesn't help anybody. Oh, that just sneaks inside the line as Donohoe tries to sweep it.
Probably got to be driving that one. Hard to tuck away.
Oh, an almost identical delivery. That was not a replay, folks. That was actually the next delivery. And it will be third ball now. The crowd letting the Victorians know. Oh, it'll be out. There it is. Grant does the job. South Australia strike again, and I've talked about their strike bowlers. The beauty for South Australia here is they're getting wickets from the rest of the lineup, and at the right times. They're back to 4, this pair. The score is 47. And an appreciative crowd. Still plenty of time left in the match. A chance for Isles, again off fingertips. Will be 2. Weighted by Serace. Guides it into the leg side net there for 2. And they find themselves on 8. 2 overs done in the pair. 6 overs remain in the match. 43 runs separate the two sides. You get the sense that the position South Australia have got themselves in here, a wicket, maybe 2, well, I'd say probably more accurately 2 or 3, wins them the game. And they're attacking here with Hall.
Premiership quarter.
It's Hall to the Victorian captain. It's up! Oh, would have been a great catch from Miles. It spills into the side net for 2. Gee, that catch would have... Feels like the start of the tap of the nail in the coffin of wicket there, doesn't it?
Yep. I feel like it's just coming this over.
Flick. Oh, a direct hit. May have had Donohoe short. Probably home. Every ball turning into an opportunity here for South Australia. Can Victoria withstand the heat? Driven back. A diving Mel Akers keeps it to 1. And the field gets to the back net here to let her know. Body on the line for a team. Save 4. 56 on the board. 3 to come in the 11th. It's full. Straight to Isles. Juggles it again. Couple of opportunities there. She headbutts it.
Take a deep breath, Nish.
I'd be very, very careful about giving Nisha Isles too many more opportunities like that. She might have missed a couple, but that won't continue for very long. 2 to come. Comfortable 2 there for Surace. It's the down up. Shot on the onside for 2 and 1 to come now. Into the back corner there for 1 run. Backward of square. And they get through the over. A couple of opportunities there for South Australia, but Victoria undamaged. 17 now on the board. This partnership fighting hard. And a huge over coming up here. 34 runs separating the two sides with 5 overs remaining. Who will South Australia turn to? The leadership group there in deep consultation. It's going to be Isles looking to win the game here, Jess.
I think this is a good decision. Still some good bowling left in the tank, but this is, as you said, the moment that might define the game. And 34 now, if they knock off another 10 this over, that's well in touch for the last pair. So Nisha will be looking to make a bit of damage this over.
Here she is. Oh, chance at the top. A fumble. And they get through for a run. There's a couple of little opportunities here that the South Australians aren't cashing in on. It's keeping Victoria alive. Thrilling finish here in the over 30 women's grand final. Surace now on strike. Oh, straight through. Surace playing across the line. You can see her practicing the line she should have played. And very fortunate to not be bowled. Again, the effort ball from Isles. Fascinating viewing. Edge, they go.
Just couldn't get ball in hand. You just get the feeling anything could happen at any stage here.
Oh, that's a great shot there from Donohoe. She used her feet and got into position to play that. She tried to play the same shot to that length without moving. and missed it a couple of times. So getting out to it is effective. Isles continues with 2 to come. Blocked by Suresh. 1 ball remains. "30 runs between the two sides. National title on the line." Oh, it was an optimistic appeal given there was a shot played and it wasn't hitting the stumps, but it is an all-important dot ball to finish that partnership. 30 runs between these two sides in the over 30 women's grand final. South Australia up against Victoria. Thanks so much for your company. What a thrilling finish we are about to see here. It can go either way, and as I said earlier, the national title on the line. Don't forget, coming up after this match, it's the over 35 men's grand final between Queensland and New South Wales. So do stick around for that as we close out the 2023 Australian Masters Indoor Cricket Championships. But back to this game, 4 overs left, 30 runs between them. I'm Cameron Walter, and with me Jess O'Reilly, and we are enjoying every minute of this. I hope you are too. And it's Romy and Jex at the crease for Victoria. Who's your money on, Jess?
Cam, I can't make a call at this point. I'm not a betting person, but 30 for a super over, 31 sees the Vics, and 29 for South Australia. It really could be anyone's game here, and 30 has been pretty easy for these Victorians, but this game here,
not
22,
in this game.
21, 21.
Yeah.
If that's the par at the moment for these batters, South Australia.
Here's Akers. Oh, it's a chance at the top, and it's out! There it is! The wicket falls off the first ball. They probably didn't need to chase that run, Victoria, and that makes it all the more difficult. South Australia strike. It was off the legs, and Romy, which just ran through. If I'm Jax, I send it back. If someone's going to be run out, it's going to be you.
Yep.
Oh, the big swing. Feet not quite in line with the ball there. Now we are going to have to see some big hits.
Yeah, a wicket and a dot to start this pair.
Oh, it is. It's a big hit into the backcourt for 4. Romy keeps us in touch. Romy. Apologies if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. I don't need to pronounce anything to say. Big 4 runs in response to that wicket. Chance at the top. It is 2, and they're back into the positives. Two to come. Good shot into the hands of Isles. Still a little bit of stop-go there between the crease. It's driven and it's through to the back for 5. That over had everything. 7 runs from it. Despite the loss of that wicket, what a fight back there from Victoria to stay alive in this national final. They'll need 23 runs from the final 3 overs, or 24 runs, I beg your pardon. From the final 3 overs. So it's going to be Minocchio. She bowled an excellent first over. Who does that leave for South Australia? Fernandez?
Pollard?
And Pollard. No feet there from Jex. A top ball. Oh, leg side. Some freebies there. It was full. Oh, good piece of fielding. Oh, and a fumble. Fernandez gets it back to the sticks, and Minocchio can't grab it. Victoria gifted a life. The pressure is on, folks. 20 runs away now, Victoria. And a no ball off the pitch. You'd be having a shot at that, wouldn't you? Left alone instead. Throws it right up. Pushed backward of square for a single. Critical to keep it off the net, and they do just that. It's a single to complete the over. They move to 15. The total is 79, and Victoria just 16 runs away. You would think South Australia will need at least one wicket to win the game from here.
At least.
Yeah.
Either that or there's plenty of dot balls. But I think with these two batters at the crease, we might see another 5, a 7, a 4. So without a wicket, I think this is Victoria's game.
2 overs to come in the national final. It's Fernandez to Jex. Let's start with 2. It's going down to the wire, folks. Fascinating finish. Oh, beaten. Feet again, not to the line of the ball. And it is a dot, an all-important dot ball for South Australia. And again, we wait for the bails. Oh, it's called wide. It's out. It's hit the bail. It's out. I can't believe it. It's a wide and it turns into a wicket. The return throw. A huge wicket, and there's that one. We said South Australia need at least one, and there it is. As you see there in the replay, Jack's well short of a ground. Just clipped that bail and knocked it off.
Far out.
It's a game of millimetres. 9 balls remain. 19 runs to win for Victoria. Oh, what is the response? It's into the side net first and the backcourt. 4 runs. A race is part of that wicket. And that shows what these two can do. Hit their way back into contention. 2 to come. Jax grabs 2. 82 on the board. 7 balls remain. 12 runs between these two wonderful sides. In this enthralling contest. Fernandez. The last delivery, and it's a leg side or a no ball. Brings the over to an end. So, Victoria will need 11 runs to win the 2023 title. Can South Australia keep them to less? I do not want to even think about a super over, Jess O'Reilly. It's going to be the South Australian skipper, Rebecca Pollard, to bowl this final over. These two sides have been preparing for months. They've fought hard all week. They've fought their way through to this national final, and it comes down to these last 6 deliveries. The umpire signals play, and we're back in it. 6 balls to come. It's up. It falls safe. There's a flick to the stumps. It's 2 runs. 5 balls remain. 9 runs to win for Victoria. Oh, it's just a single. So they move to 87 and need 8 now from 4 deliveries. Jack's on strike. Who will withstand the pressure? She goes. It's kept off the back net but into the side net. 3 runs to Jax. They move to 90 with 3 to come. Advantage Victoria. Beaten, it is a dot ball. Wonderful delivery from the South Australian skipper Pollard. And now 2 to come, 4 runs separate the sides.
Cam, I can't watch.
It certainly is. I can watch, having absolutely no interest in this game other than a spectator. Great to watch. And again, we wait for the bails. Can you tell it's my pet hate? 2 to come. 4 runs separate these two sides. It's Pollard to Romy. Finds 2. A chance at the top. It's not out. So, we set the scene for you. It's the final ball of the national final. 2 runs will be a tie, and it means a super over. 3 runs to win for Victoria. A single or less, and it's South Australia's title. All 3 results possible at the last ball of the national final. Fasten your seatbelts. And it's 2. And it will be a super over. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. The second time in the history, the first time in the women's game. And we'll talk you through what that means. The teams will toss. 1 batting pair for each team will face 1 over. 1 bowler for each team. Leg sides and wides and no balls are re-bowled. Whoever has the highest score at the end will win the match. Unbelievable stuff. You'll just have to bear with me, folks, while I announce that to the crowd here in the centre.
Ladies and gentlemen, it all comes down to a super over. 1 batting pair per team, 1 bowler per team, and the highest score will win.
So what a finish we have coming up here, ladies and gentlemen. 94 runs apiece, Jex. A comfortable 2 off that last ball. Happy to send it into the super over, and some decisions to make here for the sides. Who will take the court as the bats for each team? Perhaps even more critical is who will bowl the super over for each team. Leg sides can be re-bowled. We've seen one of these before. Last year's Masters tournament, the over 45 men's went down to a super over. The ACT prevailed over Queensland. And we're doing it all again, this time in the over 30 women's. And lots of time taken here. I'd like to see them come and do the toss. Here's the umpire, Shane Rook, calling them together. Oh, no. Maybe I've missed them already do the toss. I'm not sure, but it needs to happen sooner rather than later. We don't have all day, folks. This time, they're called over to do the toss. Nope. Pollard having a chat. So the toss is done. See what happens. Looks like South Australia won the toss and have elected to bowl. So they will stay out there on the court, and Victoria are going to bat. Well, it'll take a minute for these two sides to prepare. It looks like it might be Elizabeth Hall coming up to the back to bowl the super over. And why not? She's been the strike bowler for the team. International experience at the opens level. Who is going to come out to bat for Victoria? I can see Laura Shaw with the gloves on. And Jess Race. They're coming out to bat for the national title. 1 over. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us. We've had a couple of finals today not so close. It's fantastic to see the over 30 women's go down to the wire here, and it will be a super over. In years past, it would have been a mini game, and nobody wants to see that at the end of a long week, so it's changed to the super over. Much shorter format. And, 6 balls. Leg sides are critical. So much pressure on everyone here in this match. We can't take anything away from that last batting pair, Jess, for Victoria. Put 30 runs on the board, the equal highest partnership for the match. And I have to admit, I'm a little surprised they're not still out there. They're warm, they had their eye in, they got to 30. They're batting again, Victoria. Why wouldn't you stick with them? I guess they've gone with the experience of Shaw and Race. And speaking of experience, here it is, Elizabeth Hall. Here's the super over, folks. Shaw starts with 2.
I think what we'll see from these two Victorians is the ability to get through really quickly, and maybe where runs there weren't runs, but to also look for the second. These two are notorious for being able to sneak extra runs, which is just exactly what you need in a super over.
Was right up there and well played by Sarace to find that side net. And another 2. Shane Rook doing a marvellous job in a high pressure game. Ball continues. And another 2 runs to the Vics. Three balls remain in this first super over. Straight to the fielder, it's a misfielder. Yes, no, chance, a direct hit, and it's out. Grant does the work. The misfield created the doubts in the minds of the Victorian, and Grant, she strikes. He gets down there into that front court and throws down the sticks. A huge wicket for the South Australians with just 2 balls to come. Now, Jess, what's the answer for Victoria? Do you try and find another 4 runs, or do you try and find the back net?
I think they've got to find the back net this ball. See what happens. 1 is not enough, and 3 won't be enough either, so.
Still 2 to come. It'll be a single to Shaw. The throw straight into Hall. And because that's hit her in the hands, so it's okay. I think the umpire, fair enough, just making sure Hall's saying she got her hands to that, so it didn't actually hit her in the head. So we're ready to continue straight away. 1 ball to come, just 2 on the board for Victoria. It's driven. It is 2, or 3, excuse me. It was into the back court, so 3 runs to finish. 5 runs on the board after the super over for Victoria. Is that enough?
Wowee, Cam.
What else can you say, Jess, but wowee?
I think I'm lost for words and just trying to sit here and breathe at a normal pace. I think Nisha Isles and Elizabeth Hall just got the nod.
That'd have to be the 2 that have come out to bat, surely. The most experienced pair in the side, international experience. They've been in pressure situations like this before. They'll know that to get 5, they don't need to do anything crazy. Who's going to bowl the over for Victoria?
I think it'll be Danny Montague or Jess Race. Probably Jess Race. It leaves Danny Montague behind the stumps, which I think is really important. She's been keeping really well. but she's also bowled the house down, so I think it'll be one of those two.
Well, just such an additional layer to this super over, the decision-making about, okay, who's going to bat, who's going to bowl, what does it do to our field placements, as you point out. I've got to go back to that wicket. What a piece of fielding that was from Tam Grant. Lots to like about it. The deflection created the doubt in the minds of the batters, but Tam Grant, who's fielding on the 3 line, got that ball on the netball transverse line, and a direct hit throw, a huge wicket. And it is going to be Montague to bowl the super over for Victoria. Laura Shaw at the back has a bit of a smile. Look, good to see that they're having fun. I imagine there is an enormous amount of pressure out there.
Well, what an experience. I mean, as you said, it's the second ever super over at a national championship. As far as I'm aware, none at an international level. So for these girls, this is the first opportunity, possibly ever, for them to be a part of a super over in this indoor game. And wow.
So Isles and Hall are walking past an enthusiastic and supportive crowd here at the Palmerston Indoor Sports Centre. Thanks for sticking with us for this exciting finish to the over 30s carnival. It just took 1 wicket there for the South Australians to probably feel like they're in the box seat here, but 5 runs might seem easy, or 6 runs to win, but I could tell you it's still going to take some doing. And my understanding, Jess, is if it's tied again, it's another super over.
We'll have to check that one, Cam. It might be a Victorian victory, given they finished
you don't keep
at the
going?
top.
So it reverts to the ladder. So Isles on strike, Hall at the non-striker's end. Well, no, they're swapping.
Nisha's not usually one to take the first ball. She has on occasion, and I think she did last night, but not normally.
So it will be Montague. Hall and Isles at the crease. 6 runs for South Australia to win. Here we go. Short, that'll be a no ball. And they can have it again. Will they take it? They do. So still 6 balls to go. Jess O'Reilly has confirmed it is just 1 super over, so South Australia do need to win. Edged. And a drop ball. Still 5 to come. 4 runs to win for South Australia. There's a chance. It's a little bit of a juggle. Isles is on the deck and home. A 2-run score for Hall. 4 to come. 2 runs to win. Victoria will need a wicket, you would think.
Yeah, these are some of the hardest runs that these 2 batters will ever have to make. 1 wicket is going to make this really tough.
One run to Isles. That caught the keeper's net. The scores are level. 3 balls remain. If South Australia can score again, they can block the rest of the super over out. Beaten. 2 balls remain. Scores are level. Montague does the job and bowls Elizabeth Hall. And Victoria are in front. 1 to come. And Hall will need a 7 to win. A 5 won't be enough.
Wow,
Montague, what a ball.
That is great bowling by Danny Montague. Victoria just took this game back.
And the last ball, so Hall needs a 7. Victoria just taking a moment to get their field right. Not sure what Melford and Romy are doing. Yeah, sure. calling them to the back. Romy's sort of in the middle of nowhere there. Canhall send it to the back for 7. The last ball. It's up. It's a side to back 4. Is it 7? And that's out. They've done it. They were trying to run it up, and Victoria have done it in a super over. The tightest of finishes, and what a fantastic match it has been. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Our congratulations to Victoria. Commiserations to South Australia, who lose in a heartbreaking match. But what a game it has been. Do stay with us as we present the shield to the champions. And don't go anywhere. Coming up next, the over 35 men's grand final between New South Wales and Queensland. But until then, for Jess O'Reilly, for Sportscast Australia and for Cricket Australia, I'm Cameron Walter. Thanks for watching.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, please keep the applause going and show your appreciation to these two sides in a fantastic grand final, going down to a super over in the last ball. And I know they're feeling it right now, but how about those South Australians? Ladies and gentlemen, your 2023 runners-up, South Australia. And please keep the applause going for your champions as we present them with their medals. Victoria. And as we present their captain, Jess O'Reilly with a shield, one more time, here are your winners, and still the over 30